What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to part two of the NBA 2K23 courtside report. Breaking down the report. If you could check out my first video, I talked about everything that was on the offensive side of the ball, and so this video I'm going to talk about everything that has changed on defense. And so previously in my video, um, I read a statement that said 2K focused on defense in 2K22. We all know that that was a lie. So today I'm going to bring you what has changed in the defensive gameplay. And so if you like that video, please like and share and subscribe, all those good stuff. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers before the start of NBA 2K23 so I can bring you all of 2K23's content. So let's get right into it. We're going to start with the defensive gameplay. It says, as always, defense remains a huge priority for the gameplay team. We know all the offensive upgrades in the world don't make for a fun game if there are no counters to stop them. So let's talk about some of the great enhancements on the other end of the floor. Shot defense received a nice overhaul for 2K23. Up until last year, we used a simple shot defense calculation that looked at two specific points: the location of the defender, when the shot started, and the proximity to the ball it released. It worked well, but also had its shortcomings. If the defender's hand or arm moved slightly into a bad position, right at the point of our shot release calculation, you could get a bad coverage score even though it looked like a very good contest. And so that's just referring to those possessions where you feel like there should be a contest, but when you look at the number, it's only like 5 or 10%, and you're like, you jumped and you were in the area. That's just showing that it did not fall right within their shot contest system. And so it seems like it has changed. This year, we've created a system that evaluates the defensive player's contesting hand throughout a window of the shooting motion. This larger sample set provides way more accurate results and helps line up the coverage numbers to what players expect based on what they're seeing on screen. Okay, that seems like a pretty good change. It's glad that they're finally mirroring what we see on the screen, but I don't understand why this was an issue before, but I'm glad it's been changed. So hopefully shot contests can continue to be a mainstay where you feel like you're getting the contest that you need. So the next thing they talk about is on-ball defense. For the floor game, on-ball defensive movement and body ups received a major refresh with new content that more accurately depicts today's one-on-one player interactions. You'll also notice a new indicator on the ball handler when in guarding position. This is the new defensive shading mechanic. The 3 bars on the indicator represent 3 zones: straight up, shade left, and shade right. The zone the defender's in is shown in red. If the ball handler attempts to attack a red lane, they'll get cut off, lose their dribble, or fumble the ball. So this is interesting. I've seen this in not only 2K games, but when I heard this, the first thing I thought about was NBA Live. So it seems like they are taking some things defensively on NBA Live. If you have not played NBA Live 19, they had this same system to where if you cut off a defender correctly, it would light up green. If you move too late or guess wrong, it would be red, and it will be a blow-by. Hopefully, there won't be the blow-bys like there were in NBA Live, but I like the direction they're going because I really like that aspect of NBA Live 19 on the defensive end. I also believe that this was in another 2K, I want to say 20 or 19, where you could look under the indicator to see if it was red or yellow or something like that. I haven't played it in a minute, but I'm sure that was in the game. And it didn't work well. So maybe now that we're on next gen, maybe they've been able to develop it a little better. Maybe they've been working on it since then. But I guess we'll see when that comes out. So I'll continue. It says great defenders can anticipate where the ball handler is attacking and will now be more clearly rewarded for it. The shading system works for both on-ball defenders guarding the perimeter as well as the post and does a good job communicating to both the offense and defense why collisions resolve the way they do. Hopefully they put in a lot more bump animations. Last year clamps felt useless because you weren't getting any contact with the with the offensive player. So it's kind of no point of having clamps. So hopefully they fix that and have improved that and added new animations for that. Then we'll move on to shot blocking. Shot blocking has been refined quite a bit this year as well. With NBA 2K22, we made a huge effort to improve block targeting and give players the ability to deter any shot that comes into the paint. For NBA 2K23, blocks have been tuned to be a more realistic level, leading to much more predictable outcomes with the right players making appropriate stops when timing their block attempts well. No more small guards pulling off LeBron James level chase down blocks like last year. You'll also notice a distinct improvement in ball security for good dunkers. So it sounds like they're trying to bring slashers back, which is very important. Last year, I had one dunk equipped, which was the quick drops off one, because every other dunk I tried to equip got blocked by everybody. Point guard, shooting guards, centers. It didn't matter. So I'm glad that they're trying to bring those dunks back into the game, because I like dunks like that. So I think it's pretty cool that they're kind of getting rid of how it was last year. So in 2K21, there was absolutely no paint defense. This year, the paint defense wasn't good, but the blocks were definitely overpowered. So now I feel like they're trying to rebalance all of that. So I'm kind of excited about that. And it says, in the past, it was always risky trying to pull off tomahawks and back scratchers with defenders even remotely nearby, as I said before. We've made some changes to encourage good dunkers to use a greater repertoire of dunk packages, feel the reward of highlight reel dunks with significant takeover boost in the right situations without fear of always getting the ball knocked out on the way up. The shot blocking system also now contains flyby blocks. When closing out late on perimeter shooters, the flybys will do a better job trying to get a hand up while preventing defenders from slamming into the shooter and sending them to the line. Okay, so if you've played any type of game outside of the park, you'll know that anytime you try to jump late to contest a jump shooter, it always ended up in a foul. So I'm glad that they're fixing that to where it won't be as prevalent, and you can actually get a late contest with this new flyby system. Then the last thing they talked about were steals and ball strips. So ball strips are new and improved this year with tons of new content and better coverage. So if you're a smaller defender, quick hands can just be as effective in slowing down slashers and bigs in the paint as a good shot blocker. We've also added fail strip contact layups to make sure defenders' steal inputs are respected instead of getting ignored. When the ball does get knocked loose by a block or a steal, you'll see greatly improved sideline awareness during scramble plays. Pickup near the out of bounds lines are much more reliable, as are diving ball saves that throw the ball back in play. I've seen some amazing 50-50 ball saves that would make Dennis Rodman and Alex Caruso proud. Okay, so a couple of problems that I have with that. In any 2K we've ever played, bump steals have been such a prevalent, disgusting part of 2K. And so all people would do was mash. So now that you're telling me steals and ball strips are going to be better this year, that means more people are just going to be mashing. So one, I don't like the sound of that, because now steals may be OP. Two, hopefully there is a badge that can counteract that, because I don't know how I feel. On ball steals, maybe, but I don't know if I don't know. I guess I have to when we get our hands on the game, we'll be able to determine if this is big or not. But the way that they're putting it, I don't like the way it sounds. But as far as defense as a whole, they've made the necessary changes. We'll have to see what that looks like when it comes down to actually getting the game in our hands. As you know, defense always starts out well, and then after the first couple patches, it just goes to nothing. And so I guess we'll have to see exactly what 2K is going to do. Are they going to nerf certain things? Are they going to buff certain things on defense? Because with all the changes on offense, I think it's very important that us who like to play defense can play defense and not feel like we can't even control our players. So on the defensive side is where I really want to see the most changes. So I guess we'll just have to see once the game releases. But that's going to do it for the defensive video. If you like the content, like the news, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be bringing more 2K23 content as it comes out, and get excited towards that September 8th release, and then we can get our hands on the game. Outside of that, everyone have a great night, great morning, wherever you are. Peace.